Hello, everyone. It is Brian here. This is What Brian Thinks Adventures. I just thought I would like to do a pre-birthday announcement to talk to each and every one of you to let you know it's about my birthday coming up May 12th in a couple days. And I also want to talk about some of the positive things, why I like to do separate parties for my birthday, and not just on my actual birthday, but sometimes it's 2 or 3 days after my birthday, but I will follow up with you all right now. So here it goes. For those of you who would like to know, is that I love doing separate parties for my birthday for respecting legitimate reasons. And the most important and foremost respectful reason of all is that it's about one of my friends who I've known since not just in Westwood and Avonmore Elementary, but also friends who I've known since I went to junior high and senior high school in Alwy Cairns for 8 years, who are also at certain ages. Some of them who are in their early teens, mid-teens, late teens, early 20s, mid-20s, late 20s, or 30s, or you might want to say they're at certain ages about what video games we can play and what video games we never play. And it also goes for what movies, shows are allowed, and what movie shows are never allowed. And it also goes for video games, and the most important and foremost policy you might want to say is, and that I really want to say very clearly, we always stick to video games and appropriate activities that are safer and that are allowed. But most importantly, the most important rule of all is that we don't do inappropriate games that has Grand Theft Auto games that are bad and inappropriate or violent, because I don't do that when my friends and I get together when we play video games in my place, or whatever it is at their place. But we always want to make sure, respectfully, we make sure what shows, movies, video games are allowed and that are appropriate, and what video games are not appropriate. So the most important thing of all is, like, it's no Grand Theft Auto games, no bad shows that shouldn't be watched, no movies that are scary, horror, or bad stuff that shouldn't be watched. So that's a very excellent example that I always have to be smart about. But most importantly and foremost, whenever my friends and I get together, whether if it's friends from my old school, Alwy Cairns I went to, or aka, for example, whenever I get together with my friends who I meet or who I've seen at Soundwave or raves at Union Hall, Church of John, the Edmonton Convention Center, I always have to be smart. So I always have very positive ties, so not going to say anything negative, but most importantly and foremost of all is that we always watch out for ourselves as well as other people. And that's the most important thing of all. Now, for those who would like to know, is that my 29th birthday is coming up, and for those who would like to know, is that I always like to do separate parties for my birthday for various reasons. And the most reason is that two things. Like, one, my friends I've known, not just, since I was in elementary school in Westwood and Hamilton before, and Avonmore for 2 years, and also in junior high, senior high school in Alwy Cairns for 8 years, are at certain ages. So we always have a policy about what video games are allowed, what movies, shows are allowed that are appropriate, and what video games and movies and shows that are never allowed. And most importantly, foremost, I always want to say is that we also have a policy about no food or drinks near my computer, no food or drinks near my laptop, no food or drinks near my Xbox One. And it's a very excellent policy. So that's why, most importantly, we always make sure we wash our hands before and after we eat, and also before playing video games as well. But aside from all this, some of my friends who I've known since not just in junior high, but also in my 5 years of high school in LY Cairns are also in Special Olympics as well. Some of them do bowling for the Special Paralympics. In fact, on Sunday, May 15th, I'm doing my birthday party celebration at Plaza Bowling Company bowling lanes across from Nate as well. So I'm very excited to do that for my birthday party this year. It's been a while since I last did bowling for my birthday party. In fact, most importantly, folks, before I go, I would respectfully like to give each and every one of you a follow-up, is that I do enjoy doing separate things for my birthday for a number of reasons. And I think most importantly, for my birthday, whether if it's a couple days before or whether if it's my actual birthday, I always like to do various bus trip videos of random New Flyers, Grand West vicinities, New Flyer Excelsiors, and most importantly, especially those rattling Rockin' Robin, Proterra musical dancing potato buses. And don't forget, and foremost of all, the Nova buses, Suburban Nova buses, and Vero Alexander Dennis 500 double-decker passenger bus units of Strathcona County on one of the commuter bus routes. Since, for those of you who would like to know, is that I do love making YouTube videos of various elevators, various DJs and nightclubs like Union Hall, Church of John, and most importantly, and I do enjoy doing random various Canadian public transit systems, YouTube vlogs like various New Flyers, Grand West vicinities, Proterras on ETS, Novas and Vero 500 double-deckers of Strathcona County, including some of the buses on Calgary Transit, the C-Trains, the C-Train LRT, so I've rode in their ST-160s, U2 LRT trains, one of their S-200s, and I have also I do enjoy exploring our old familiar bus routes on our HSR buses in Hamilton, my old place in Ontario, on visits. And the most rewarding experience too in travels to Hamilton, as well as Toronto, the greater Toronto Hamilton areas, is that I love taking the GO bus and GO train on our Lakeshore Line route on the GO Transit in the GTHA, because the most foremost of all is that my Auntie Paula, my mom, my Auntie Jocelyn, Uncle John, my cousins, and our old mutual peers, as well as my friends and my grandparents' peers, they all know I'm very responsible in what I do. And then most of all, I love riding on the subway at Ossington Station on our Bloor Danforth line, where I used to go to with my Auntie Paula, my mom, and my grandma before. It's still the same familiar route on our Bloor trains, and I still remember the same rules before and after we moved here: staying against the wall, behind the yellow line, staying in the middle of the platform as always. And I always love transferring between our Young University Spadina line and our Bloor Danforth line, not just Bloor Young Station that I know, but places like, and besides Spadina Station, I love transferring at St. George Station between our Young University line and our Bloor Danforth line of all, because it's the same familiar route that I still remember since before and after I moved here. I've demonstrated at Bay Station on the Bloor Danforth line of Line 2, and I love visiting. And besides that, I do enjoy exploring our Bloor Danforth line very responsibly and very safely, because I'm extremely careful what I do. And most importantly, and the utmost thing what is so very rewarding for me is that I have always watched out for myself and other people. I always make sure I monitor my surroundings, and that goes the same on my travels. But most importantly, folks, I don't tell anybody about what hotel I stay at, because that's between my family and I, between my mom, my stepdad, and my Auntie Paula, my Auntie Bobby, or someone who I know. That's between us only, so nobody doesn't need to know. So respect. So I like to keep all of that to myself. So I like to remind everybody to respect my space. So, and it's a sensible thing too. But now, for those who would like to know, is that I have always done separate things for my birthday. So, and I'm really wanting to tell you is that sometimes I do stuff for my pre-birthday, and sometimes before my birthday party draws near. So, you may want to know is I do enjoy taking the bus down to the Kearns of Windermere and sometimes the South Edmonton Common Walmart location. Sometimes I get a chance to look at one of the new games, or especially I get a chance to see what the new movies look like as well. In fact, I'm looking forward to seeing the new Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness that just came out. I'm going to see it on my actual birthday this week as well. So I'm looking forward to doing stuff for my 29th birthday this year, and especially for my 30th birthday this year as well. So this is a very good pre-birthday update announcement. Now, before I go, everyone, and before I go to bed and go to sleep for the night, I just really want to say a few things. Whenever my friends and I get together, we always make sure we do what's very responsible of us. We keep in touch with my mom, and aside from my stepdad or whatever it is, especially my friends' parents, to let them know what's happening with us too, so that way we get back safely as well. Now, for those who would like to know, is that some of my friends who I've known since we were in LY Cairns are also at certain ages, so we always have a policy to figure out what is allowed and what's not allowed. So it's a very smart thing too, so that way, in that respect, we don't get into trouble with our families and my family, so that's why we always have to do the smart thing. But most importantly, folks, I'm very excited to tell you is that I just received a wonderful email from the Red Arrow, so I'm going to give them a call in the morning, so I'm going to get to that first thing tomorrow morning. And now, before I get some sleep, I have some great news to say. I'm really looking forward to my birthday this year, and it's been so long since the last time I hosted my birthday party was 3 years ago, back on my 26th birthday in May of 2019. And then I had to postpone last year, but the good news is I'm glad to get my birthday party hosted again, and very excited to have my friends for my birthday as well. So, and I just followed up with them on the phone. I just left my friends Jessica, Kathy, Dawn on the phone the other day to leave a voicemail message about my birthday party on Sunday, May 15th. So hopefully they'll call me too. And before I go, I really want to say the most important thing of all is that I have friends everywhere, friends who I used to go to school in, Westwood and Hamilton before, Avonmore, LY Cairns here, and especially friends from outside of school, out of town, who I used to work. In fact, and friends who are also amazing bus drivers, of ETS who I know, one of them Strathcona County, people like Casper, who likes YouTube videos like I do. In fact, most of all and foremost is that I do enjoy doing random DJ vlogs for my birthday, especially for people who I know, friends who DJ, and raves people like my friend Lucas. And I've also filmed some special DJs like Borgor. I did that for my 26th birthday weekend 3 years ago. And this year, I'm really looking forward to my 29th birthday, as well as my 30th birthday next May of 2023, and my 31st birthday of May of 2024, and my 32nd birthday, May 2025. And right now, I really want to say, folks, have yourselves a great night. Thank you for this pre-birthday announcement, May 10th of 2022. Have a good night.